So we're on the final step of our framework for miracle creation, wealth creation, manifestation. We've really learned a lot about our core beliefs, what we're subscribing to, what we're investing in, what things are shaping our lives. So to recap, first we got into really resetting our algorithm, right? We had to know where we were, what we were investing energy in, observing what made us feel good, observing what made us feel less than good, and really starting to be choosy about those things we invested in. We also started questioning where those beliefs came from so that we could start to reset them. And then as we got triggered in the moment when the energy was high, we learned to pull our energy back and start to form new neural pathways as we create what we want. And yesterday on our 4th day, we got really into the power of the present moment, finding awe, gratitude, and appreciation where you are now. So every step builds off of each other. This is really important for you guys to remember, okay? You can't skip ahead. And that's a problem with a lot of today's spiritual law of attraction, all of this teachings, is that they skip these important parts about being in alignment with your desires, meaning your core beliefs and your desires match. And then therefore, so does your actions, okay? And that's everything we're going to talk about today. So first, when we have these core beliefs, when we have these deeply rooted programs, we have one powerful tool in particular that helps us to understand, and that is our bodies, okay? So our bodies, if they are ever feeling those harder sensations that maybe some people call anxiety, some people call nerves, some people just kind of get sick to their stomach or nervous, right? You know these feelings I'm talking about? These feelings show you that what you desire is not in alignment with your beliefs. So I'm going to give you a really powerful example that happened to me this last week. So I've been working really hard on my PTSD with driving cars, and I've been doing so well. And then last week I took my son on a date and we went bumper car driving, and he was driving and I was in the passenger seat of the bumper car, and somebody hit us on my side. And that impact of just the bumper car brought back every sensation. I got sick to my stomach. I had to go throw up. But what I forgot to do was go do my EMDR and emotional processing after that. So that muscle memory came back inside my body. I've been doing really well reprogramming myself, but now my ego is present in this PTSD response. So me and my daughter go on a long drive. Actually, this happened yesterday. We're going on a long drive and I'm sitting there and all the anxiety is back and I'm so upset because my whole body, and I'm just like, I'm working so hard at this. And I tuned into my higher self. And they said, Nikayla, this is exactly what you need right now because this is what you're going to teach tomorrow. Your soul, your higher self, I know that you are safe on this road. I know you're going to get to your destination. But your ego is filled with trauma and fear. And so even though you desire to feel good, you have this deep belief that you are not going to be okay. And that's where the anxiety comes from. My higher self did know. I knew logically, I was thinking the whole time, I am safe, we are okay. But my body was in that PTSD response. That was my ego. And so what I did was, as I drove, I went from a core belief with my ego, right? Because my higher self had to teach my ego this of, we're going to get in an accident. This is so scary. Our lives are in danger. And then I was like, okay, what's the next better feeling thought? I'm driving in a really safe car. And even though I can't control other drivers, I can control what I have. And I know my seatbelt's on and my daughter's seatbelt's on, and I'm as safe as I can possibly be. That started to feel better, right? Not perfect because all the fear was still there, but that started to feel better. So I drove and I drove and I drove and I was breathing. And then the next one was, I am divinely protected. And that one sunk in, and that's when the anxiety went away. And then we drove and somebody did something silly in traffic and I had to breathe through it. But then I was able to go back to that first core belief, I am divinely protected, and it was even faster. But my higher self, my desire to be able to drive freely and safely, it was there the whole time. It was my belief, my ego, my trauma, all of that, my belief that wasn't congruent. And so I didn't just jump to I'm divinely protected. I took steps, right, to see what would feel better. I can go through this process really fast because I've done it 15 million times. It might take you guys a little bit longer. Maybe if your desire is, I want to feel amazing in my body. I want an energized, healthy, toned body. Okay, but then you have this core belief. Having this kind of body is hard. It takes hard work. I can't eat the foods I love. I'll only be healthy if. That's not in alignment with your desire. That belief is not in alignment with your desire. So you're going to feel resistance. You're going to feel crappy. So we find the next best belief. I've seen people all over the internet eat Doritos with healthy, fit bodies. I've seen them chug Gatorade and go on short walks instead of long sprints, and they still have healthy, fit bodies. That's possible for me too. Okay, that one's a little closer to your desire. Feels a little bit better. Cool. And then our next one. I know I can find an easy solution to eat the foods I want and have the body I want. That one's in alignment. That one feels way better. But we take these different jumps, these different leaps to get our core beliefs in that. And it might take you weeks of every day repeating a mantra while you look at your body. As you walk nice and slow down the street, instead of go to the gym and do everything everybody else tells you to do, you're just doing these nice, steady things while affirming for yourself your newest core belief. Our bodies are amazing. Our emotions guide us into ourselves. So we've learned to face the triggers. We've learned to pull our power back. And now, as we tune into what we desire, which is the goal that we have today, is getting our beliefs and our desires to align. Does that make sense? It was really interesting because this morning for my inner child card pool, I pulled Luna, and Luna is this card that talks about how this little girl's room is a mess. It's a disaster. And everybody tells her how dirty she is. And I actually wrote this after who my daughter was at 4 years old, which is just so funny. Her room would be a disaster, but she would know where she had all these little surprise balls that were filled with these tiny little things. I don't know what they were. Anyways, she knew where every one of these tiny little things was in her room. Even though her room was a mess, she could tell you where all of them were, right? So for her room was perfectly organized. For me, it looked like a mess. So what this card talks about, this Luna doll, is that even though her room's chaotic and messy to other people, if it's working for her, she should let it work for her. But so oftentimes we try to conform ourselves to how everybody else's ideas of tidy and successful and wealthy and all these things are. When we're building businesses, when we're putting ourselves online, we always try to conform to how everybody else's ideas are, and then it doesn't work for us. Because maybe we have a desire to have wealth and ease, to have money and time with our kids, to have balance and excitement, right? But then you follow somebody else's idea of success and it doesn't fit in with your idea of what wealth and ease looks like. And so it's unreachable to you there. So we tune into our desires, we look at these core beliefs, we change our core beliefs and create a new reality. But a huge issue is, and as we tune into desire today, I want to preface our goal today with this. I want you to really think for a moment about what society's taught us about life. It's my belief that when we look out on the world, the most suppressed people's experiences and ideas are the most powerful. Let's just talk about experiences. Sexuality. Who in here enjoys a good fuck? I do. And yet, sexuality, orgasm, these things what fill us with pleasure, these biological gifts that we have been suppressed, condemned. We've created shame around them. Women, gendered females, the feminine energy in general, creator of life, creator of abundance, creator of life force energy, been suppressed, pushed down. Women labeled witches who practiced apothecary and knew how to create things out of nothing. That scared the shit out of people, so they were oppressed. When you look at the different cultures that were oppressed, it's funny that pretty much white people were the only ones not oppressed, and white people are like the most basic race of all. Right? We have these magnificent cultures in the Black culture, in men and women of color, in our Asian cultures, our Mexican heritage, so much magic, so much beauty, living off the land, figuring out your inner soul's purpose, a deep connection to source, a deep connection to the earth, suppressed. The number 13 in America, we've demonized it. In the Mayan culture, it symbolizes woman, fertility, growth. They actually request staying in room 13 when they travel, in seat 13 when they travel, because it is the mother, the nurturer. And here we've made it into something horrifying. Lucifer, the bringer of light, the bringer of truth. The Bible has demonized. Every single thing has been flipped. And also none of it matters. The point is, we've created these prisons of guilt and shame based on what other people tell us things should mean, and we've never questioned it. And so it's really hard to lay there and say, I desire a life full of wealth, when churches and societies and people are saying, you are so greedy. People are starving in the streets. How dare you want luxury? It's hard to lay in your bed and think, I want a really amazing partner who fucks me all day long and we have amazing intimacy and connection, or I want several partners, or whatever it is. And then society is saying, stop. How dare you ask for that? It's just when we don't question things and we let ourselves be led, it's really hard to find our desire. Did you know even the word whore came from a word, the word hora in ancient languages, and actually means portal of light. Women's bodies, vulvas, everything to do with the yoni was seen as a sacred portal of healing and of light. And now you see people posing or talking openly about sexually, and people are tearing them down. I'm telling you all of this to say that if you have a desire, follow it. If you have a desire to do something on your own, and society tells you you're irresponsible, if it truly lights you up and if you truly have faith in it, follow it. If there's something that brings you pleasure that someone else would have you feel guilt or shame for, choose to follow it anyway. And notice where it feels uncomfortable. Ask yourself, what is this core belief? 2 days ago, I talked about how much weight things get as we put in them, right? Two people could drink water all day, one with the belief that it was nourishing, hydrating, and good for them, one with the belief that it was bad and toxic and poisoning, the exact same water. And I guarantee you the person who said every day that the water was poisoning them would start getting symptoms of being poisoned and weakened. It has nothing to do with the water. Put two pot smokers side by side. One of them, society's telling them they're lazy, it's bad, it's going to destroy their health, their brain, it's going to cause depression. The other one saying, this is medicine, this will uplift me, this will heal my cells. Both are true. The woman who thinks if I go have sex and open up all my desires, I'll be hurt, or I'll get a disease, or I'll be seen as this, versus a woman who is empowered by her pleasure, thinks it will open her, heal her, reveal her essence. Both are true. It's a difference in core beliefs. So if you desire something, great, let yourself desire it, but make sure that you're doing the work to believe it, to shut out society, to shut out the programs, to shut out the people. Yesterday we talked about living for you, how when you move on, so will everyone else. So you've got to live life for you, based on your desires and your truth and your essence. Does this all make sense? Okay. So now we're going to get into the fun. So, I think because we've gotten so serious here on Earth that we've kind of forgot to daydream. And so your homework, and I'm going to keep the Facebook group open because people are going to always continuously join Abracadabra. So I want you to share in there. And for the next 5 days, remember, you're doing every step of the process still. We're not throwing that out the window. This is ever evolving. I did this whole process this morning in an hour. We're constantly doing this 4-day process, okay? But at the same time, we're making space to daydream. Like really, really daydream. We're making space to live for our desires. If there is an ache in your body to go out and dance, find a way to go out and dance. If there's an ache in your body to get on a plane and take a trip, get on a plane and take a trip. If your body wants to lay in bed and self-pleasure, lay in bed and self-pleasure. If your body wants to say, fuck it, I'm playing hooky from work and I'm eating my favorite snacks and I'm watching Netflix, do it. And as you do it, create space for more of what you want in your daydreams. As you lay there with your kids and you hear their laughter and enjoy it, think to yourself, I want more of this. And change the environment. Maybe you're laying right now in an apartment that you don't really enjoy. Doesn't really fit your needs or fill your vibe. So lay there and be grateful for what you have and dream of what it could be. Let yourself imagine. Let yourself dream. But more importantly, feel it as you do so. Feel your vibrant, strong, energized body. Feel the overflowing bank account, how it feels to have the freedom to do whatever you want. Feel your cells regenerating within you, creating new life. Feel the love of your life coming into you, taking you shopping or to dinner or meditating with you or whatever that perfect love looks like for you. Feel it. And as you make room for both of those things, and this is an important part, we take aligned action. If you want a beautiful open space to call home and you are living in clutter and filth, take action. You don't need to shame yourself for what you've already created. Just take action every day. Wash a wall or clean out a drawer. If you are desiring a new car, but your car is trashed, if you never get the oil changed or it's constantly running out of gas, start taking care of it in appreciation as you call in the new one. If you're wanting that love of your life, but you don't even have room in your closet for what you own, you don't have enough dishes for an extra person, you don't have the emotional availability to call in a partner, then start daydreaming about it as you take aligned action to change your environment. Buy an extra set of dishes, clear out space in the closet, give them a drawer in the bathroom. Make sure that you have time and space to include another person in your life. We have to desire and dream and check our beliefs, and we also take this aligned action. And it doesn't have to look like anyone else tells you it should. Everything I say to you, you should be applying to your unique makeup, your unique desires, your unique abilities. What it looks like for me to align my desires and beliefs and actions is going to look different than it looks for you, because we have different desires and beliefs. And none of them are right and none of them are wrong. They are just what they are to each of us individually. But we have to have that knowing of nothing that you desire is bad or wrong. When you focus on yourself and you're full of yourself and you're really doing this work, everything you choose is going to create more joy and light in the world. The only cardinal rule with any kind of manifesting or desire is to do no hurt or harm to yourself or another, because that's just not love. And we operate, all this comes from the frequency of love. And that's how you answer those questions. Well, what if someone desires to have a certain partner that they can't have, so they decide to take it? Or what if somebody desires to murder somebody else, so they do? Well, those aren't the frequency of love desires, and they hurt and harm others and themselves. So if you follow that one cardinal rule, I do no hurt or harm to myself or another, and you live in love for yourself and for this life you're creating, and you continue to create those different frequencies, that's what you're going to see. And like I said yesterday, the amount of time it takes is dependent on your core beliefs. If something's taking a lot of time for you, maybe examine your core belief. Maybe you're really wanting to manifest money and you're like, I've been doing. Okay, well, what part of you still has a belief about the amount of time it takes, or the amount of effort it takes, or the amount of worthiness it takes? Because it's in the moment that you can stop asking where it's at, that it arrives. That you can realize that I can have the happiness with the 10 grand or million or 2 billion in my bank account, and I can have happiness without it. I'm fulfilled in both ways, and I desire more. Not, I'm in lack, why isn't it coming? I'm in lack, so I want, but I am fulfilled and in awe and appreciation here, and I want more. And I desire more. And this is what it feels like, and this is what it looks like. And I'm going to let myself have it and feel it and know it. And then it changes. Everything changes. Everybody take a big deep breath with me. So remember, this process never stops. We go from our observation of what we're investing in. We observe and we see around us everything we've been invested in. We notice if it feels good or if it feels bad, and we do more of the good. As we live life focusing on the good and the gratitude, we notice what triggers come up that hold our power, and we call our power back. We feel it all. We don't run from it. We don't bypass it. We feel it. We honor it and create anew. As we're creating anew, we're in awe and wonder, deep appreciation for the present moment. And we live in our desire, for our desire, continuously aligning our desires with our beliefs, with our actions, and then we get to have it all. That process can be instantaneous, and that process can take lifetimes. It's up to you. If you think of that SpongeBob episode, and I'll post it in the Facebook group, where SpongeBob deletes all of his files of everything in his brain so that he can focus on fine dining. It's exactly what we're doing. We're deleting all of the file cabinets, and we're focusing on the new life that we want, one step at a time. So take some deep breaths. We're going to end today's session with an activation and meditation. So you're free to black out your screens. I'll be blacking out mine. You can put headphones in or not. We'll be under for between 10 and 15 minutes, depending on what comes through. And we'll talk briefly when it's over. So big deep breaths as you get nice and comfortable. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Every breath you take, allowing yourself to sink deeper and deeper. Every breath you take, sinking deeper and deeper into this moment. Focusing on my voice and the tones in the background as your pineal gland is activated and abundance codes are transmuted into you. As you breathe, I want you to feel a vibrant swirl of energy pulsating throughout you. Imagine yourself lying on a beautiful white bed in the center of a beautiful white room. This room has a clear dome for a ceiling. And outside the dome is a magnificent ocean surrounded by mountains and trees. You see just enough of the water to feel it and know it's there. But the trees of this land surround the entire dome, so that while you're in this light code activation, you feel and see the rhythm of their heart. As you lay on this beautiful, white, luxurious bed, sinking into the comfort and nurturance here, you feel your body begin to open. The cells of your entire being begin to open. And as you open, a powerful golden rain pours down on you. Codes of currency in all forms, wealth, vibrant, healthy energy, deep connected love, every high vibrational desire in the universe is pouring into you now as you receive what is meant for you. You feel your entire body come alive under this powerful energy, opening wider and wider to receive more and more. You begin to expand, almost become a part of the bed underneath you. And still this golden rain pours down, filling and filling and filling, opening to pleasure, ecstasy, freedom. Optimal energies are permanent in your life as these powerful codes fall into you. Breathing deep, you now expand even larger than the bed, almost taking up the entirety of the white dome. You feel your essence in every nook and cranny, expanding bigger and bigger to receive. As you now become a part of the dome, expanding bigger and bigger, you now feel the essence of the trees as you too dissolve into them, bigger and bigger, opening wider and wider as you fill with this high vibrational energy, breathing in as you expand bigger and bigger. Wider now, you become a part of the ocean, the land, the earth, expanded to the size of the entire planet. You feel yourself receiving each and every ounce of this energy that is meant for you. Breathing in deeply as you become bigger and bigger. Now, the entire universe is a part of you. You, a part of it. This golden rain still rushes through you, filling you, creating new desires, expanding your dreams. Every sensation you experience is experienced fully. The smells, the touch, the knowing. You have it all. And as you breathe into this new expanded state, your highest self, the universe, source, creator, has a powerful message to share with you. This message will tell you how you can open more fully in this human life to receive all that you desire and more. The time for you is now. As this powerful message from the universe comes to an end, still filling into your expanded state, your universal oneness, Allow yourself to bring all of this energy back down into your vessel. Still envisioning yourself lying on this white bed, notice every ounce of energy surges like a powerful funnel into your chest, radiating out to your entire being. As you breathe deep here, coming back into the present moment now, entering into the space in which you came. Feeling your fingers and toes wiggle, rolling your shoulders back as you open to this energy, saying out loud, I receive, I receive, I receive. It is mine, it is mine, it is mine. With a big deep breath as you open your eyes, coming back into this safe space. Take a few moments to write in your journal, to integrate and remember this experience, to write down any notes or messages that you received. When you're complete, turn on your cameras and come back into this space, and I'll move on. Before we go into shares, I just want to say good job for making it through this much of the process. This framework can be used over and over and over again to create what you desire. Yes, it involves telling the truth. It involves being uncomfortable. But it also involves pleasure and empowerment and freedom. So honor yourselves and honor this journey. Come back and do this often. And if you want more support along the way, join us in Quantum Creations, and we will go deeper and deeper each week. We're going to move into the share portion now. So thank you for those of you who joined me thus far.